everything makes me wanna leave this place and roam. Make me feel alive. Take my hand around, let me be the one. Let's just take the dive. Night's only begun, don't you think we're done? 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 Knew that it was true from the way you looked at me. At me. Don't know what to do, what to say to make you leave with me. Make me feel alive. Take my hand around, let me be the one. Let's just take the dive. Night's only begun, don't you think we're done? 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 Make me feel alive. Take my hand around, let me be the one.
Hey guys, so we've made it to the Grotto Mountain Cave. It's my second time being here. I will say that the climb here is a little bit sketchy. It is way better in the winter versus the summer because you have crampons on. There's less rock fall in the winter time, but the snow is actually melting right now. So there's a little bit more rock fall today. I should have worn a helmet, and I suggest that if you guys are doing this,
Because there is falling rocks.
yes, if you guys are doing this, I suggest that you wear a helmet coming up here because even though it is such a short scramble, safety first, because you don't want to get knocked out by a rock like I almost did. So yeah, we've made it here. It's been a great hike and we're gonna head back now. I feel like I don't have a lot of footage for this one, but this one is about 7 kilometers, I think, or like between 5 and 7 total. And it's an easy hike so far. You definitely don't have to go to the cave to actually complete this hike, but it is a fun little adventure up here, and we're about to head back down now. So I'll see you guys in the next clip.
I recall the past again tonight. It's in the front of my mind. As I fall apart, you begin to cry. The tears are making you blind. The future's far away, but I'll stay. I'll stay.
Hey everyone, welcome to my after hike summary for Grotto Canyon. So I'm filming all of my hiking videos, like my after hike summaries today in bulk. So if I'm wearing the same thing in my previous 2 hiking vlogs, that is the reason why I'm just like bulk filming today. So anyways, this hike we did as a Boxing Day hike. So we did this on December 26th. And this one I have done for the 3rd time this time around. I did this one summer, like 2 years ago, maybe for the first time. And then I did this one last winter and I'm doing it again this winter. So yeah, I mean, I consistently do this hike a lot. It's a really good one. Normally for me, I feel like canyon hikes are just kind of meh. Like you don't get much of a view except for like canyon walls and like sometimes the occasional waterfall or something like that. So this one in particular, I actually do really enjoy. I like that it has a cave near the end, or if you want to keep going past the cave, you can. So this one we clocked in at 6.5K with an elevation gain of 345 meters. I don't know where the elevation gain really comes from on this one because most of the canyon's actually flat. Oh, I think maybe it's right near the end where we stopped at the cave, because to get to the cave, it is like straight up. So maybe that's where the elevation gain came from. But for the most part, this is a pretty chill, easygoing hike. You don't even have to go to the cave if you don't want to. And we'll get into that. Okay, so we started this hike off in the afternoon. It's a really, really popular trail, so make sure you get here early if you're planning to do this one, because the parking lot was actually full when we got there, like packed full. But then everybody was leaving at the same time. Right when we were starting, people were leaving. We got a late start because of course, you know, Christmas was the day before. I tend to stay up a lot later on Christmas, you know, after opening gifts and stuff like that, my friend too. So we met up, you know, for a more chill type day since it's such a short hike. I think this one was like my 54th hike. Yeah, my 54th hike of 2022, which is crazy. I didn't know I would get to that many hikes in 2022. It was just insane. And we did 2 more after this one. So there's 1 more hike vlog for 2022 and then I'm done with 2022 hikes. But yeah, this one in particular, it's a really nice chill one. You get really pretty canyon views when you get into the canyon. It's kid friendly, it's pet friendly. You do need crampons for this one because if you think about it, the floor of a canyon, you know, with like waterfalls and like water running through it, it's gonna be all ice. You basically have like an ice floor of this canyon. So it's a nice ice walk, but you're definitely gonna need crampons. And the day that we went is right after a major cold front rolled in, so we did this after the temperatures got better. We got a Chinook after it was -40. It went to like +6 or something crazy like that, so a lot of the ice was actually kind of melting. So definitely wear waterproof shoes, definitely wear crampons for this one. Gaiters is a really good idea also, like, you know, the usual 3 things you would need for hiking in the winter season. I saw a lot of people that were really unprepared that day and that were slipping on the ice, slipping and falling into things, and it just does not look like a good time if you don't have the proper gear, if you don't have crampons at the very least. It's not going to be fun for you to be walking on ice, you know? So I did see a lot of people with like the Costco crampons too, the ones that are just like the really tiny fine needles, and those don't work as well as actual crampons. So I mean, I highly recommend that, especially if you are going to see like the waterfalls and stuff like that. There is a lot of ice climbers on this trail as well, which is why I didn't get really a lot of waterfall footage. I don't typically like to film ice climbers because a lot of them don't want to be filmed, but I do from time to time because, you know, I still want photos of the actual waterfalls and stuff like that. But I've done this one enough times to where I didn't get a ton of waterfall footage on this one. But I feel like that's kind of like the main thing of this hike. The main features is the beautiful canyon walls, the frozen waterfalls. There's 2 really pretty frozen waterfalls right now. Actually, maybe 3. Yeah, there's maybe 3 because there's one that kind of branches off onto the other side, and then there's 2 that people were ice climbing. So yeah, the frozen waterfalls are gorgeous. And then if you do keep going, you eventually hit a Inukshuk garden, and then after the Inukshuk garden you can go to the cave. So most people kind of stop at the base of the cave, look at the cave, take photos of the cave, but I always like to go into the cave. So to get to the inside part of the cave, this part is how will I explain this to you? I recommend actually bringing a helmet for this part because there was a ton of rockfall, especially if you're going on a day where the weather is not stable. The first time I did this hike, again, was in the summertime, and you know, there was loose rock and stuff like that. But the second time I did this hike in the middle of winter, it was -20. So everything was super intact, super frozen, no loose rocks were coming down, nothing like that. However, this time, since the drastic weather change, there was falling rocks coming down, and one almost conked me in the head. So I don't recommend going to the cave unless you have like a scrambling helmet or anything like that. I know that sounds like intense, but do you really want to be conked in the head with a rock and like possibly cause some damage, maybe like die from it? No, it's not worth it. I know a lot of people don't really talk about that with this hike in particular because it's such a short scramble to the cave. It's literally maybe like 100 meters at most, but it's like pretty much vertical to go up. And this part you cannot do without crampons on at the moment. At the moment you can't, honestly. Like, you cannot get up there if you're wearing running shoes or just regular hiking boots. You need something that's gonna like actually grip onto the ice and get you to that cave safely. So yeah, as for gear, as for getting to the cave, if that's what you want, definitely recommend a scrambling helmet as well as crampons. Other than that, I don't think the cave is like super worth it. It's not something that's like, oh my gosh, this is such a cool cave, I can go really far inside the mountain and stuff like that. No, you literally can see pretty much the inside of the cave from the bottom. That's my second time actually like going into the cave, but it was a scarier experience this time around. Like I said, the rock almost conked me in the head. So there's that, and that is all that I have to really say about this one. It's pretty straightforward, very, very popular trail. There was tons and tons and tons of people. So if you are wanting to do this trail without, you know, it being so crowded, I highly recommend doing this one earlier on in the day or possibly as a sunset hike. This is a relatively safe area where I feel like, again, this is a trail that I wouldn't mind doing solo because there is so many people. I'm comfortable with doing it. This is like my 3rd time, right? So other than that, I feel like people don't really go a lot past the cave and keep going down the canyon because there isn't a whole lot to see. As far as my experience with it in the summer months, there isn't a whole lot to see if you go past the cave. So I would pretty much stop at the cave, turn around and go back. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this one. Do I recommend this one? Yes. It's definitely an easier hike, minus the little scramble to get to the cave if that's what you're going for. But yeah, that is pretty much all for this video. If you guys are not already subscribed, please go ahead, click that subscribe button below. I upload 3 times a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone!
I let you deeper